Welcome to this new lesson. Today I'm going to talk about 4 important terms that we used in our routine data analysis. First one is SD. SD is referred to the standard deviation. Some people call it sigma, other people say put it as a small s. It's up to you guys. The second one is RSD, which is relative standard deviation. The third one will be the variance. Number 4 will be coefficient of variance. Let's start first with the standard deviation. What is standard deviation? Standard deviation is a measure of the amount of the variation or dispersion of a set of values around the mean. As we said before in the previous video, the mean is the sum of all of these measurements divided by the number of the trials, which is here. You can refer to the previous video to see how we did the calculation of the mean. For the time being, we're gonna do the standard deviation. Now for the standard deviation, and unlike before, thanks to the Excel sheet, we can calculate it very easily. So how am I gonna do it? You put equal sign and find standard deviation, which is this one. And select the data you need to find the standard deviation for and press enter. This is how you're gonna do the standard deviation. The next one is the relative standard deviation, and in the mathematical definition of the relative standard deviation is the standard deviation divided by the absolute mean, and focus on the word absolute because we're gonna need it later on. So let's do standard deviation, this one, divided by the mean, or I'm gonna show you directly equal sign standard deviation divided by the mean, which is this one here, and press enter. That is but we always express the RSD in percentage, so I'm gonna do equal sign and this number here and put it in a percentage, multiply it by 100, and here we go. That is the value for the relative standard deviation. The next one is the variance. And what is the variance? The variance is the measure of the variability from the average or mean, and it can be calculated as the average of a square deviation from the mean. I'm gonna do standard deviation square, this one, or let's do it directly, equal sign standard deviation and put the square sign in here and press enter. That is your variance. The last one is the coefficient of variance, and the coefficient of variance is the relative measure of the dispersion from the mean, and it's equal to the RSD, this one, multiplied by 100. So let's do RSD multiplied by 100, or we can do directly equal sign this number multiplied by 100, and that is our coefficient of variance. But what I can see in here, the coefficient of variance is giving me the same result of the RSD. Am I doing something wrong in here? No, actually this is correct. But the only difference between the RSD and the coefficient variance is that the RSD result is always positive, but in the case of the coefficient of variance it can be positive or negative. That's why this one is taking the absolute value or the absolute measure of the dispersion from the mean, whether this one is taking the relative measure of dispersion from the mean. I hope that the lesson of today is clear, and thank you for watching it.